Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is Jonathan Shivers. I'm the Chief Business Development Officer here at CareOptimize. Thank you all for joining. We've got a couple more folks that are dialing in. I appreciate everyone's patience. Today, Megan Halligan is going to walk through the MIPS 2019 program. Some of what CMS has already decided, what they've proposed, some of the changes that everyone will be experiencing and how that can affect different practices, some of the different categories, and hopefully we'll have some time to take some questions at the end. As always, if you do miss any part of this or you have to leave early or you come in late, all of our insights can be found on our website at careoptimize.com. Click on Insights in the top right, and you'll see a listing of all of our past Insight recordings. We try to get these up every 2 weeks so we can keep everyone up to date on what is going on in our industry. So I will turn it over to Megan Halligan here in just a few moments, and we will get started. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Okay, we are having trouble connecting, it sounds like, so I apologize for the wait. If you guys could give us a few more moments here, I sincerely apologize. I thought we had already gotten started here, and it looks like we are having trouble getting our host logged in. 1 moment, please. Okay, I think we got it corrected. Megan, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, I'm sorry about that. We were having a little bit of technical trouble getting it patched in here. Thanks for everyone's patience. Megan, we have done our introductions already, and you are good to take it away.
Great. I am presenter. Okay, can everybody see my screen okay?
We can.
Okay, great. So as Jonathan kind of laid the grounds already, we are going to be talking about the 2019 proposed ruling changes for the MIPS program. Specifically, we are going to focus on kind of the lowest common denominators. So there are changes that apply to the advanced payment models. We're going to hold some of those higher level specificity specifically for those organizations. Again, I just want to reiterate, this is a proposed ruling. This won't go into effect for 2019 until 2019, and there is still going to be a final ruling that is published that might change some of these things and provide a higher level of clarity. So just kind of something to be aware of, as in the sense of, everything is slightly subject to change. Alrighty. So CMS did publish they expected 90% of eligible clinicians to actually report for year 2017. We actually beat that. There was 91% of all eligible clinicians that actually reported for participated in 2017. So slightly higher than was expected. And one of the overreaching themes with 2019 is you hear this kind of year after year, but the continuation of trying to simplify and reduce the burden on clinicians in reporting and creating a pathway for organizations to move towards some type of advanced APM model. Alrighty. So for 2018, I know a lot of you are obviously heavily aware of this, but changes from 2018 to 2019, I apologize, there's a typo on the screen there. They are increasing as expected to a positive adjustment of 7% and a negative adjustment of 7% from the 5% in 2018. So we are seeing that in the proposed ruling as expected to occur. In 2018, there was a threshold of 15 points, and what that meant is you receive a neutral no adjustment as long as you submitted 15 points for a score. Anything below that would be subject to that negative adjustment. And there was an exceptional performance threshold that started at 70 points. So looking for 2019, one of the overreaching things that we see initially change is there's now a threshold of 30 points, and that exceptional performance threshold has actually been increased now to 80. So they're increasing the overall potential adjustments. However, to receive that exceptional performance threshold is actually now 80 points instead of the original 70. All right, so getting a little bit into the details of the program. We did see a change slightly in the definition of eligible clinicians. So it does include our previously seen 90,000 that was increased from our original payment. We also still see the 200 Medicare beneficiaries. And there's also now a more than 200 covered professional services that would qualify somebody as an eligible clinician. They have slightly changed the determination period. So for 2019 qualifications, the months that they're actually looking at are slightly different, looking from October 1st of 2017 through September 30th of 2018. And then the second period of time is looking at October 1st through September 30th of 2019. And they've defined it a little bit further. The first period of time does include a 30-day claim run-out period, where the second does not now. Our category weightings, they did keep with their promise, so it has slightly changed. We do have a decrease to 45% from our 50% that we had in 2019 for our quality category. Cost as well has been modified. Cost did go up, or will be going up, to 15% from our 10% that we are seeing in 2018. And in addition, for the qualifications for our eligible clinicians, there is a change to what professions actually apply for, or qualify for this. So the list on the left are physicians, RPAs, NP, CNS, and CRNAs. We did previously have qualifying for MIPS, but starting in 2019, we do have the additions of PTs, OTs, social workers, psychologists, and also clinicians that have opted in. So for 2018, we did get some leniency. With the keeping of the transition measures for 2014 certification. In 2015, you must be on, 2019, you must be on a 2015 certified EHR for reporting. And so what that will mean for groups is there's no longer that kind of leniency period, meaning that all efforts need to be made towards updating their EHR and moving over. In 2019, there is this additional concept of being able to opt in. So groups that meet at least one of the criteria for the exclusion can still choose to participate in MIPS and be eligible for that increase in bonus. So the expectations with this ability to opt in is there potentially will be more clinicians participating in reporting for the MIPS-based program. One of the things you're going to hear a lot about is there's some verbiage changes and verbiage clarifications. And really the purpose of that is to clarify terminology to make it a little bit simpler for organizations and groups. Okay, we'll talk a little bit about while we get into the qualifications here. So breaking down the categories, as I mentioned before, quality is going to be based off of 45% of our overall score. It is still going to keep with our 2017 reporting, looking at a full year of reporting. We are going to have a switch over. Previously, small practice bonuses applied to the overall program. It's now going to be directed within the quality category. And as I mentioned, they're now referring to multiple collection types. So these are CQMs, or ECQMs, MIPS CQMs, QCDR, claim measures. So with our quality program, you now have the ability to submit through multiple, so any number of these different areas. This is true, slight modification for people that are reporting through the web interface. This cannot be scored with other collection types. Our improvement activities still completed at 15% with a max 40 points. The requirements are the same for this category with a few modifications, and those modifications are going to be around the actual activities. So they are going to be adding activities. And then as well as with existing activities, they are going to be reevaluating and possibly modifying. They're looking at 5 of those activities, specifically around medium and high weights, really trying to focusing on improvement activities that require a lot of effort, possibly travel involved, and will cost organizations more time in order to execute, reevaluating those to possibly high categories. And they're also possibly going to be removing one existing improvement activity. Something to note, though, when we're talking about our promoting interoperability, is the previous bonus for promoting interoperability for our improvement activities has been removed for 2019. So that is no longer going to be available. We are already starting to see this change with our 2018, but our previously referred to as ACI category will now be referred to as promoting operability. Our cost category is still going to include a 3 breakdown, so we're going to see contributing to our overall cost, our total per capita cost measure, our Medicare spending per beneficiary, and our episode-based measure. And they have provided some information on what that episode-based measures are going to look like. So it is going to include a case minimum of at least 10 episodes for the procedural-based measures and 20 episodes for the acute inpatient. So they have published some of these, what the proposed episode-based procedure measures are. So I do have these all listed on the screen. As you can see, they include both procedure and acute inpatient conditions. And again, with these additions for 2019, our cost category, which previously looked at a full year's reporting for 10%, is now going to be reweighted to 15%. So they are looking to make some changes with our promoting interoperability, previously known, as I mentioned before, as our advancing care information. These are what a lot of us know are pretty similar to our old meaningful use. It is still proposed to be a 90-day period with a max point of 100 and a weight of 25 towards your overall category scores. And as I mentioned at the beginning, it will require a 2015 certified EHR, and there will no longer be the two pathways that were created, referred to as our transition and non-transition measures, to allow for the 2014 certifications, that will no longer be available. Now, they are looking to make some changes that we haven't seen in a little while for the organization for this category. They're no longer going to do the base and performance measures, and clinicians will be expected to submit all 6 measures for the minimum of 90-day period. And just to clarify that, that's a continuous 90-day period, but what period of time during the 2019 calendar year is up to the organization. So as I mentioned, this is a high-level overview in the sense that this is just a proposed ruling. There will be slight modifications that CMS can put into place that would go in effect when we actually start up the MIPS calendar year. CMS does post a final ruling that may include some changes to these proposals. So with that, let me go ahead and I'd like to kind of open up the floor for any questions. We do have on our slide that will be posted the link to the full proposed rule, and anybody does have access to that and is welcome to always access and read it. It is a hefty little document, so I do suggest folks to carve out a little bit of time when sitting down and reading that one. All of our presentations are made available offline through our website for review afterwards as well. But if you do have any questions, please feel free to either email us directly at our info, or you are welcome to send any questions directly to myself as well.